been around for so long. You've seen everybody come and go. The common thing now is to bash guys of the modern era and say that the guys in the 90s are the greatest.
Yeah.
Why, if people are right, why do you think they're right, and are they right?
That the bodybuilders in the
90s were better than the modern day bodybuilders. I mean, with coaches, I mean, is it distraction? Does it go back to distraction? Because that's what people are pointing to. Well, we got their phones and they're videotaping and this, and they're not training hard. And I think that's all bullshit, but I'd like to hear what you think about it.
I mean, are they better
than the guys from the 90s?
Yeah.
I personally don't think so. I think we're being shown photos from...
Well, let's put it this way. I love Lee Labrada.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. I love Rich Gaspari. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Brandon would smoke those guys.
Yeah, that's my point.
So...
But they're talking more like, if you put Kevin Levrone on stage at the previous Olympia that just went by, would he win?
You know, no, he would not. Well, let's see. Levrone at his best. It's hard to take someone at their best.
Or the best Flex Wheeler. You know, does he beat
Phil? No.
Yeah.
No. Really, no.
Yeah. I don't think so either, personally.
No. I mean, you know, let's take a fifth placer. Ramy. How would he do against
Master?
Yeah, he's big. I mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
Let's take Ramy and put him up against you know, who do they mean in the 90s?
People are usually talking about the core guys in the 90s, like Dorian.
To say that the guys are better in the 90s, I mean, who do they mean? I mean,
well, if you took the top 5 or 6 at any Olympia in the 90s, those are the guys they're talking about, really. You know, Sean Ray, Kevin Levrone, Chris Cormier, Flex Wheeler.
I think, you know,
Nasser, you know, these guys.
Yeah.
Marcus Rule. People bring up Marcus Rule a lot. They want to see Marcus Rule next to
Marcus Rule. Marcus Rule would be like last on conditioning.
Really?
From behind.
Yeah, from the back. I could probably see that.
You know what I mean? They'd kill him on the glutes and hams, you know, because he didn't have any glutes and any hams. And
yeah.
I mean, people, you know, I hear that. You know, there was, I think what's different in the 90s is like what was different in the 80s, where everybody's bodies looked different. You can't tell me that, like, Bob Paris's body was different from Barry DeMay's body, very unique, different from Haney's body. Picture those. Different from Flex Wheeler was totally different than like Cormier. Flex was actually smaller than Cormier, just smaller joints.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward up to where we are now, and I think people have more muscle, and it's more conditioned muscle. I just think things blend more in terms of, like, people don't have unique bells and whistles, which is a reason why when it peeled out of his mind, Roden shows up at the Olympia. It's so unique looking, right? It's almost like a throwback.
Yeah.
You know, or Cedric is a throwback, or like Patrick Moore. Why people get excited about Patrick, I think, is because it didn't look like people were used to seeing, where, you know, the taper's not quite there as much. You know, while the body fat's down, the water level's down, the deep separation is not there in the quads as much. So I think people feel nostalgic over the 90s physiques because maybe they had not better conditioning, but the physiques looked different. Maybe that is pushing the envelope related. I don't know. What do you think?
I actually, that's my main thing that I tell people. It's not conditioning. I think we've gotten too big.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten too big. I think the physiques were definitely nicer looking. They're more streamlined. I'd say 94 and 95 backwards, probably where there were nicer physiques then, but this is what they kept rewarding. I mean, they kept rewarding Ronnie. Ronnie would get bigger and they reward him. Ronnie would get bigger and they reward him. So everybody's just trying to keep up.
Well,
So
Jay would say, you know, truth be told, we were all better when we were smaller. That was a great quote.
well, when I spoke to Jay, I said to him, I thought 2001 was the best look he ever had, in my opinion. Like that was
stone.
to me, that was the best Jay Cutler. He still, because I feel like everybody's, and this is just my own theory, but I feel like everybody's body has a limit.
It does.
Where
it does.
Once you break that limit, your stomach starts to grow and things start to look, and you kind of throw off everything.
Yeah, and then people start giving you advice is like, you got to go gluten free because the stomach is, you know, it's, you know, well, you got to, when the physique changes, and it does change, and it's unfortunate, and everyone, listen, it's one of the things on my mind all the time, and people who work with me will tell you, you know, when it comes to, you know, the mint juleps, as Samir would say, you know, Chris is always like, less is better, and it's not necessarily less is better, but if you lose you can get bigger, but if you lose the way the body's, the aesthetic, it don't matter how big you get. Yeah. I can tell you people that I've worked with that, and, you know, I just don't want to say, but I can say, you would know right in your mind if I said it, like you could picture their physiques, you know, in 2011 versus 2018, you say, oh, 2000, if I show you pictures in 11, you say, holy shit, if he showed up this way, said, it was 2 pounds less than he is now, but he's supposed to have more muscle now, and people think he's more freaky now. Yeah. But look at the difference. He said, oh God, the 11 look would destroy the 18 or 19 look. Yeah. And in my mind, I think, gosh, maybe we just pushed the envelope, you know, you get sucked in.